Life is pain, but life is also beautiful, and you don't want to miss it. Hey yo, we are back with another heart to heart. So today's topic can basically be summed up by this Tyler Perry movie clip.
Are you living or are you existing?
So autopilot is also like when you're headed home, right? You take the same route every day, like you know exactly where you're going. And then you make it home and you say to yourself, were all those lights green? And so if this is you in like general parts of life, this video is for you, babe. And I always like to give the disclaimer that I am not a doctor or a therapist or anything like that. That's not me. I just like to help the folks. So before I get to these tips, I am going to share my own personal story like I always do. But if you just like don't care about me like that, if you just like, girl, get to the tips, I don't want to hear you talking no more. Go to this timestamp right here and get into a better you. Yep. I knew you liked me a little bit. You ain't even want to skip this part because you wanted to see what I was talking about. I know. Anywho, to get into my story with autopiloting, I want to say that I got that I got into autopiloting like it's a hobby. All right, Miss Girl. I want to say that I was on autopilot from about 2020 till the end of 2023. Which is actually crazy because I definitely have done some big things. Like I ended up graduating college. I landed my first like corporate gig, like my first career out of college in my field, which is great. There is so much going on during those years, and I feel like I was there for maybe half of them. And honestly, I think what made me just start detaching from life is when COVID hit full on. And we had to like stay in our houses. And then we had, you know, the 2020 summer with like all of those passings and the police brutality. Like it was just so much at one time. And the fact that we were home just watching all of this. And even like the world is in a constant state of turmoil. Um, and it has been like that since forever, but it just I don't know, something about that year, it just all hit at once and everything became so overwhelming that I just decided to take a step back mentally and then just let my body go through the emotions. So I just don't remember a lot from that time. Like I do try to say that I don't regret things in life, but I genuinely don't like really remember my graduation day. And I always am like, oh my gosh, like I wish I could go back and do it over because I just feel like that's such a big moment in my life. But I just feel like I was just so checked out. I was so burnt. I was so tired. I was just like, oh, I finally just got this degree, you know what I'm saying? Um, but yeah, me just not taking that in and not fully having that experience, I think it just had a lot to do with autopiloting and how my mind was just shut off. But I like, of course, like I kept waking up every day. I needed to keep going. And so I think going through that and then me just suddenly snapping out of it like towards the end of 2023. And I think it's basically when I started getting my relationship back with God, right? That is when like I started like cherishing like life more and having like more desires of my heart be revealed and like truly started figuring out my purpose on this earth that I was like, okay, Miss Girl, you have to wake up. Like you have to be here and present to experience this and you're missing so many things, especially when I sat and reflected about how much I didn't remember, like how much memory I didn't have from things. So that's what's definitely like woke me up. And ever since then, I've been trying to find multiple ways to stay present, to not slip back into where I was before. And so now I'm going to get into those tips that helped me and try to help you. Okay, so tip number one is identify the reason that made you feel like that life wasn't worth experiencing. And I know, deep out the gate, but seriously, there is a reason that you are so checked out from life right now, and you need to figure out why. Was it a breakup? Is it the state of the world? Is it your daily environment? And it can get really tough to try to identify the reason why because sometimes you are still in this situation that is making you feel like that life isn't worth experiencing. And if that is presently you, I am 1000% praying for you to get out of that situation. After you identify the reason, I need you to lean into it harder. Start breaking it down. Ask yourself the who's and the what's and the why's. And then I need you to figure out what you can control and then what you cannot control. And whatever is out of your control, try to start letting it go because you can't do anything about it. You only have the power to do your part. You must start trying to re-find yourself so you can go get your life back. Because life is pain, but life is also beautiful, and you don't want to miss it. So, tip number 2 is slow down and smell the roses. Because, y'all, we live in a quick society in the US. Everything and everyone is moving insanely fast. And we have a serious lack of patience. I'm saying we because my patience isn't the best. Like, and I don't know if it's because we got the world at our fingertips with these phones we got, but people are always on the go. And you just have to stop and think to yourself, why am I being this way? Like, am I running late for work? Am I late to an event? Like, really try to slow down and evaluate, why the heck am I moving so fast? And then instead, intentionally try to start taking pauses. Take your time getting ready. Do things more leisurely. And if you know that you're one of those people that take a extremely long time to get ready and you get distracted, I don't know, babe. The event could be at 6, right? Tell yourself it's at 4 and then start getting ready at 10 a.m. Figure something out, okay? Because you're stressing everybody else out because you're moving so fast. You're stressing me out. And so, honestly, once you figure this out, so much pressure is going to come off of you because you're actually able to slow down and enjoy those processes. You're going to be able to stop just going through the motions so quickly because you're not in that constant rush. So, tip number 3 is take special notice when an experience makes you feel happy. So, for example, if someone gives you a compliment, really take it in. Like, notice how your lips curl into a smile. Like, realize how warm your body feels. Learn to take little notes of what makes you feel good about yourself and keep discovering those moments. So, I actually found out about glimmers a few months ago. So, these are going to be the opposite of triggers. They're going to be like things and just moments in life that make you smile or bring you comfort, or they can even make you feel safe at times. So, some of my glimmers are like hearing my friends laugh, or literally anything pink, or just taking a good bite of food. Like, your girl will be on cloud 2,709,000,089,000,000,000. You know what I'm saying? So I really encourage you to find your glimmers and just like these happy moments of life in general, because they can be fleeting, but they can happen over and over again. Like, you have the power to do this. It's just all about perspective. Okay, so tip number 4 is stop endlessly scrolling on social media. And honestly, growing up is realizing that it do be that phone, because social media is connecting, but it's also disconnecting at the same time. Because before you know it, you've spent hours on social media. And I know those little like ads that come up on TikTok, like, you need to take a break. I know that they're literally annoying, but they're there for a good reason. So instead of just scrolling right past it, use it as like a mental check. Like, stop and think, how long have I actually been on social media? Because it can be a hard hitting reminder that you may need to put your phone down. And I know people often roll their eyes at this, but I really think that social media is rerouting our brain. Like, people can't watch a video that's longer than 2 minutes anymore. I'm pretty sure over half of the people that started this video have not made it to this point because of that reason. And people definitely can't get through a video without 2 times speed nowadays. And then there's also that constant switch of emotion on social media. Like one video you're watching, there's like an injustice going down in a courtroom. And the next video immediately after, it's like a cute dog video. So social media is just filled with so many emotional highs and lows. So while it's cool to be on there and like have fun and laugh on the internet, make sure that you're putting your phone down and still going out into real life to get those real experiences too. So, tip number 5, the final tip is remember that you only get one life. There is no do over. Time flies. And before you know it, you are at the end of your lifetime. We are just a little blip, a bebop in this huge universe. And I know that can be nerve-wracking to think about. Just like when you're passing a random person on the street and you have to remember that they have their own stories, their own lives, their own characters. And one minute we're here and the next minute we're not. So you have to be grateful that you still have your life and that you woke up today because someone else didn't. And life is hard. No one said it would ever be easy, but it is worth living. And if you're feeling lost or you're trying to seek guidance or find purpose in your life, I encourage you to turn to the Lord because there are plenty of verses in the Bible where it explains that God is willing and wanting to give purpose to your life. He wants to help you, and He is able to grant you a peace beyond the world's understanding. Because you guys, by the time you watch this video, I will have just turned 25 years old. And when I tell you that this is the most peace and the deepest appreciation that I have had for life, I am not kidding. And it's because I keep choosing joy among all of the circumstances, among all of the pain, among all of the trials that I go through. And I keep finding reasons to live this one life. And I would have never gotten to this point if I hadn't have come off autopilot. Okay, that is it for me. I really hope you all enjoyed these tips and that you're able to take them and flourish. Remember to keep autopilot off and remain present throughout your lifetime. So if you have made it this far, go ahead and comment a plane emoji just to signal off bye to that autopilot mode. And I hope you all like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Bye.